Thank you very much, Elise. Hi, my name is Erik Nakakura, and I'm a surgical oncologist at the University of California, San Francisco. Today, I'm excited to provide an overview of trends in basic and translational NET research. I've received funding from the NETRF to support my research. When I was preparing for this talk, I just attended the NETRF Annual Research Symposium. This is one meeting I really look forward to each year. The reason is that the NETRF Annual Research Symposium features state-of-the-art NET research conducted by the who's who in the field. Simply put, this is where you go if you want to see what cutting-edge NET research is being done by the best investigators in the world today. So for an overview of trends in basic and translational NET research, look no further than the NETRF Annual Research Symposium. Today, I want to summarize some of the themes in basic and translational NET research that emerged from the meeting. The three main themes were NET models, NET biology, and NET imaging and therapies. A big part of the symposium focused on the development of new NET models. So what is a NET model, and why are so many NET researchers working so hard to make them? I want to tell you a brief story about how critically important models are. Several years ago, a patient of mine was diagnosed with a rare type of pancreas cancer. In fact, it was the same type of pancreas cancer that Steve Jobs had, called a neuroendocrine tumor. This patient's name was Larry, and Larry was an engineer, and he wanted to know everything about his disease. What caused it, what made it grow, and how to treat it. At the time, we really didn't have satisfactory answers to any of the basic yet critical questions about the disease he had. Larry and I were frustrated. And as any good engineer would do, Larry asked why. Why didn't we know what caused it? Why didn't we know what made it grow? And why didn't we have any drugs to treat it? Then Larry made the critical observation. Engineers use model systems to understand complex processes. He rationalized that if we had a model system of pancreatic neuroendocrine tumors, we could test new drugs to see if they worked. The problem, I told Larry, was that there were no models for his disease. So what do you do if there are no models? Well, you make your own. And that's exactly what Larry and I decided to do. With the generous support from the NETRF, we made the world's first bona fide model of pancreatic neuroendocrine tumors. With this model, we found that a new drug stopped the growth of tumors when other treatments stopped working. This led to a clinical trial enrolling patients from over 400 study locations throughout the United States. The results are pending, and there's much hope and excitement that this new drug will be used in patients. So NET models are very important to study the causes of NETs, their biology, and to test new therapies. Models are incredibly important, and this is reflected by the many talks on NET models at the symposium. Another huge part of the symposium focused on the biology of NETs. So what is the biology of NETs, and why is it so important? To understand the biology is to understand what makes NETs tick. It is to know what causes NETs to form, what makes them grow and spread, and what drugs might work. A complete understanding of NET biology is like the repair manual for your car. When something goes wrong, mechanics know what it is and how to fix it. Finally, a large part of the symposium was dedicated to imaging and therapies. Better imaging will allow us to better detect and evaluate the extent of disease. Importantly, we desperately need more effective therapies for NETs. And the holy grail of NET therapy is to attack the disease and not cause any side effects. I would like to highlight one such effort presented at the symposium. Investigators are working on using a strategy called CAR T cells, which uses the immune system to target a cancer. This approach has been very successful for other forms of cancers, called lymphoma. So there's much hope that it can be applied to other cancers such as NETs. I hope I convince you that the future is bright for NET research. There are many exciting developments, and we hope they will make its way to patients very soon. Thank you very much for your attention.